Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the Fix This Build That Sunday Night Live show. I'm Brad, and Susan is putting the kids down, so she will be with us shortly. But we're back from spring break. We had an interesting time. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But while we were gone last Sunday, we did launch a new video, which was 8 easy DIY drawer organizers, and I hope everybody had a chance to watch it. If you've not yet seen it, then it is available out there. So if you did see it, let me know what your favorite one was. It was really fun because I got to explore, woodworking, some foam insulation, not foam insulation, foam, Kaizen foam, as well as doing some 3D printing and using 3D printing in a couple different ways, which is really exciting to me because I've really been getting into 3D printing, as you guys know, and been interested in how to work that into the shop. And I found a couple different ways to do it. One with some brackets and then one with some actually printed bins. So I'm really getting into this whole thing of 3D printing and figuring out, what are the best uses that we can use it for in the shop. So let's see here. Oops, let me pull out the live chat here, and I hope everybody's going out. And also, we had a couple issues. We'll get into that later, but the bigger issue was my Vols lost. So what a bummer, man. We lost to Michigan in the second round. I don't want to talk about it. What I do want to talk about, though, is some new members who joined the Builders Club. We had Lee Gable, Taki R, Pruski, BackwashBob, which may be my favorite name so far, C Texador 83, Duane Kenagy, Scott Howard, and Reimund Schirra. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the Builders Club, and they will be getting access to the sneak peeks of the videos, as well as getting shout-outs in the lives and the ends of the videos and other perks like free plans. If you're interested in finding out more and supporting the channel, you can go check that out at fixthisbuildout.com/Builders Club. And a big thank you and welcome to all those Builders Club members who are here tonight. So, speaking of who's here tonight, let's go in and see what is up. All right, Stan Powell, what's up, my man? Stan and Katie in early. We got Alan. Actually, they're just on time, it looks like. At 8:30. Dennis, we got Scott. What's up, dudes? Do it yourself. Do it yourself, dad it yourself. Play on words. Big Will, what's up, dude? And Daniel Pikes in the house. All right, Chris K. Did I already say that? Mr. Farnth. Mr. Davis, which is actually just Mr. Davis. Travis in the house, and Pat Kavanaugh. Awesome. Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing? We just got back last night. Man, I'll wait till Susan gets here before we tell any stories about the trip. But yeah, the trip back was a doozy. But the trip down was a doozy. The whole thing was kind of bookended by craziness, but the vacation was fantastic. So we really enjoyed some good downtime. Let's see here, Katie doing the drawers. Yeah, Katie, hopefully you can start organizing those drawers because now you got what's going on. And Katie, hope everything is going well with the new job search. I'm not like spilling the beans or anything, but let us know how that's going. And if you've started and everything or what. All right. Yes, we were out last week, so good to see you guys again. And let's see here. Hail to the victors, Will says. Yeah. Katie, I saw Mike Clifford, Modustrial Maker's video today. Yeah, so my buddy Mike Clifford from Modustrial Maker, and if you don't know his channel, he does the abandoned building renovation, does a lot of concrete work, but he's been a maker in the space for quite a while, and I was just hanging out with him at Workbench Con, and he had this crazy medical thing. It was like I forget what they called it. What he called it is some weird name, but it was basically an embolism, an aneurysm, and in his stomach though. It was I can't remember. It was on his stomach or it was somewhere. It's an aneurysm internally, and he lost all this blood, and they couldn't figure out what was going on, and almost died. He lost half of the blood in his body, which is insane. But they found it. They you can go watch the video, but they had to cut him open, go in and just it was a mess. But he's okay, and he is recovering now. And man, scary. It is very sobering to know that. And they're not quite sure what caused it, but he thinks it may have been from a previous injury that he had snowboarding many years ago, and that had just kind of like set something in motion that then this happened. But yeah, super scary. But I'm really thankful and glad that he is okay, and he's got this new lease on life, literally. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where Mike goes with things now. He's kind of talking about getting, it's like one of those things that kind of wakes you up. And you figure, I'm just like looking around because my phone's inside. I can hear the alarm going off. But yeah, so thankful that Mike is okay, and looking forward to seeing what he does. All right, let's see here. Everybody's go blue. Oh, come on, get out of here, you old Michigan people. Eddie Woodworks, what's up, my man? From Brazil, awesome. What's up, Mark the Maker in the house as well. Let's see here. Katie, she's got her new job. Starts on the 28th. Awesome. Interviewed Friday and walked out with the job. Fantastic, Katie. We were so glad to hear that. All right. Who else we got here? James McIntyre. What's up, dude? Dennis. Watch the drawer divider video, and I'm just going to put some of the ideas into my 10-drawer shop cabinet that you're building. Awesome. Yeah, it was funny. Like when I was doing them, I was like, maybe I should do a video on drawer dividers. We talked about that on here before, but I didn't realize that I was gonna as I started doing them, I was like, man, this is it was really fun to do because it was like 8 different. They're all fairly easy. Some of them more and less expensive than the others, and some you might need a 3D printer for. But there's just so many ways you can organize your workspace and your drawers, whether it's in your kitchen or in your shop or in your office or wherever you have drawers that you want to organize. There's so many different options and ways to do it. It was really fun to just kind of walk through that and think about how the different stuff. And I kind of did it in a way. I was going to do it in a way where I went into the office and was like, okay, here's what I have for this drawer. Now let's organize it using that stuff. And then what I realized was that I was going to use a lot of certain types. So I'd have had a bunch of bins, and then it wouldn't have been as here's the different ways you could do it. So instead we did it here in the shop, and I just kind of used a drawer or several drawers to show it, which was fun. But yeah, I'll probably be mostly using the 3D printed bins that I got from Alexander, and I'll be using that, and then some of the for sure using the 3D printed brackets too for stuff where I want more of a wider space, because the bins are great, but they're not great for if you have a bunch of really big stuff. It just doesn't really make sense because you're not pulling them out and taking them. You may as well just do dividers in that case. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Sorry. I'm scanning here. Last week's video made you want a 3D printer, Chris? Yeah. I tell you what, the 3D printers, man, I'm telling you, it's the one I've got now is, and I linked it in the video. It's an Anycubic Mega S, and I think it's $220 on Amazon. So it's very inexpensive in the terms of when you think about. When I always thought because the CNC is a couple $1,000. I've always thought 3D printer is gonna be $1,000 or something, $500. For a cheap one, but you can get them for $200. You can get them even cheaper. Somebody was saying they're selling the Creality Ender 3, which is a good machine as well. It's very comparable to the one I have. That you can get it at Micro Center for $99 with a coupon. I mean, that's amazing. But your filament's going to cost almost. I mean, not that much, but your filaments. You can get good filament online for $20-25, and that's a fourth of the cost of the machine. So you're getting more, you're paying more for the materials than you are for the machine after you've gone through it a bit. So that's kind of cool. So if you guys have been thinking about getting it, I would say do it. I would definitely recommend jumping in the deep end. Will, loving his new job, been there for 3 months now. Will, did you? Because I thought you were doing builds for yourself, or are you making fun of working for yourself, or did you get another job? Because I know that you were doing some custom stuff and going out on your own. I thought I remembered. Mr. Arises, what's up, my man? Dude, Jonathan, dude, if you've not checked out Hoff's sauce, the hot sauce, Hoff, Hoff, dude, they got some good ones, man. I know they're not like screamers like First We Feast, like the heatiness stuff, like the Last Dab or anything like that. But man, there's some really tasty ones on there. You should check them out if you haven't already, Jonathan. They're awesome. All right. What else we got here? Stan's in the middle of dinner. Pork roast and veggies. Ooh, that sounds good, Stan. I love a good pork roast, man. Pork roast is awesome. I wish Susan would get in here because I want to talk about, the vacation just because it was fun, and we had, like I said, some eventful travel to and fro. And my alarm is going off. I can hear it in there. When she comes in, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, will you grab my phone?" I left my phone in there, and it's like my alarm for my evening pill. Scott, so release the email announcement on Wednesday is to kickstart after initial release bump, or is that another reason why not release in conjunction with the video? Okay, good eye there, Scott. That's I've been doing that for a while. So what Scott's referring to is I send out so I have an email newsletter. If you're not part of that, you can sign up on the website. If you've ever downloaded the plan, well, it's not actually true. It depends on how you've done it, but I don't have it automated like I want it to. But anyway, if you're on the email list, I will send out the email, talking about the project that I've just done. But I do it on Wednesdays, and I launch the project on Sundays. And Scott's saying, "Yo, why do you do that? Why don't you just do it on Sunday to try to get that, and to get that bump?" And so the reason I do that, Scott, is it's like, and I for the same reason whenever I launch a video, I don't post about it the same day on Instagram either, or anywhere, Facebook, wherever, is because what I found, and this is true, actually email's probably the best, but in general, if you're posting about a video and you're saying, "Hey, I just launched a new video," you're doing a story, you're doing an Instagram post, you're doing an email, whatever, is that you're meeting those people where they're at, meaning that they're reading their email, or they're scrolling through Instagram, or looking at Twitter, or doing whatever. They're not in YouTube mode. They're in email mode. They're in Instagram mode. And so what happens is that the views from, well, it just always is, the views from those viewers are always a lower quality, meaning that they last longer, because in general, people are doing what they want to be doing. Emails, again, a little bit different, but for sure social. And they'll click on it, and their attention is like, "Oh, I want to get back to Instagram," or like whatever. I mean, sometimes they'll stay and watch, but the view duration is always much, much lower from those. And so instead of trying to get, I don't want an initial pump, because I used to do that also. Reddit is a perfect example. I used to post my videos on Reddit, and you'd get a ton of views, but they're all horrible. They're like horrible views. When I say horrible view, they're like 60-second views, a minute and a half views. Whereas the average view duration for most of my videos is like 7.5, 8 minutes, right? So that's about half the video. And so what happens is if you get all these people coming in and then bouncing out, then that tells YouTube like, "Oh, people don't like the video." When in actuality, it's just kind of like, you're always going to get that from those people. And so I don't like to put that weight around the video's neck, if you will, in the beginning. And so I kind of let it do its thing, let it get established, and then I send people over later. That's the way I think about it. I want the video to do what it's going to do on YouTube first and get a nice base before you start throwing in views that aren't going to be as high quality. So hope that makes sense. I mean, it is what it is. It makes sense, but that helps you understand why I'm doing it. This here, Will always had a job on the side of woodworking, building management for a TV station. Oh, awesome, man! Building management for a TV station. That's awesome, Will. Crab cake mac and cheese, Katie. That sounds delicious. Found a store that sells all kinds of sauces, including a ton from Hot Ones. No way, John. A local store or like a online store? Sounds like a store that I would like to go to. Yeah, yeah, Will. That I appreciate that, Will. Most people don't do that. Most people don't watch the video and then just let it keep going. It's really funny because like whenever I watch my own videos, and I know they know that it's me watching my own videos, and so I think they just like take it out anyway. But like if I click on it, I'm always like, oh, I just gotta let it play. I don't want to like turn it off and be like, oh, that was a 5 second view or something. So that's pretty funny. Ooh, Travis got a raise. You can actually afford some lumber now. I hear you, man. We all need raises to afford lumber these days. Um, yeah, Scott. And the other reason too, Scott, for that I didn't mention is that typically Wednesdays are like a slower day, and so it's just also a nice little shot in the arm midweek for the video. So typically, it comes out like day one. Obviously, has the most views. Day two is still pretty good. So that would be Sunday, then Monday, then Tuesday. So it's kind of like going down, and then Wednesday it's a pump back up. So Wednesdays always have more views than Tuesdays because of the email list. So it's kind of like a little shot in the arm. So in that sense, I would probably do it Monday because Sundays are always, or at least for my audience, Mondays are typically good. So if I was gonna pump it out, I would do it on a Monday versus a Sunday or a Saturday because typically the weekend you get a lot more views on the weekend. Saturday, Sunday are the biggest days for my channel. Sunday being the highest, Saturday second. But look at yours, obviously. Local in North Houston, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, send them over, dude. I'd love to see it. Dennis tried to buy hard maple for a Moxon vise, and a local guy with a sawmill wants $10 a board foot. Jeez Louise, dude, that's crazy. That's like like a local guy with just the sawmill, just like, yo. Because it's not even, I mean, I don't know how he gets his logs, so he might actually be having to pay for them. But yeah, it's wild. I was talking to a local guy, and I've kind of lost track of the pricing on like rough walnut. What's rough walnut go, like 4/4 rough walnut go for in y'all's neck of the woods? Let me know, because I want to compare it to here. But this guy, it was like $12 for 4/4 walnut, and I think that might have been. No, I think that was just 4/4 rough, not like surfaced at all. But it's $12 a board foot. I was like, what? That's insane. I mean, I think before all this went down, it would be 6 would be a really good price. So it's typically like between 6 and 8. So about $7 would probably be the average price. But yeah, that's doubled. So how is it in y'all's area? Because we've talked a lot about 2x4s and plywood, but we haven't really talked a ton about rough domestic hardwoods. Yeah. So anyway, I don't have a phone. Susan could be texting me right now. Who knows? I also don't have a beer because we were we went to an all-inclusive resort, which ended up being a godsend because we have 2 teenagers. We have a teenager and then an 11-year-old and a 10-year-old, and those boys were just like eating constantly. They ate and ate and ate and ate and ate, and I was just like, eat more, eat all you want. Let's get our money's worth out of this. Yeah, they ate and ate. Man, they had dessert. It's like buffet, and so they had gelato. They had a gelato bar, and the boys they must have had 3 gelatos a day. Because they'd have one at lunch, one at dinner, and then they'd somehow I'd see them walking around with one. And I'm like, what? It's just like a snack, just a snack gelato. Oh, to be young. Susan and I also had some gelatos, and we weighed in. We were like, oh boy, yeah, that was, we definitely went for the all you can eat. But, that's okay. We enjoyed it. Let's see here. Colin says $70 for a sheet of birch plywood in Chicago. Yikes! Yeah, that's about what it is around here, man. It's been about 70 for a while now. At the Home Depot, yeah, Home Depot is like $70 for a sheet of maple, and Baltic birch is like, I don't even know how much it is anymore. I haven't checked, but it was like $130 or something insane. And now, I mean, with all the stuff going on in Russia, obviously, I would assume that probably a lot of that is not even coming anymore. but and some of it's like the Baltic. So Baltic birch in Russia is one of the Baltic states. So I don't know whatever Baltic countries. I don't know what other countries it actually comes out of, or if it is mainly Russia. But I haven't checked on birch, Baltic birch in quite a while, so I'm scared to even look. Let's hear Wallem Lakes is 13-ish in Massachusetts. Pat Lev, what's up, my man? Appreciate the feedback. Glad to provide the content for you, man. Okay, lumber 1183 for the rough lumber for building, or not rough lumber, but the the lumber futures, I guess. 4-quarter walnut 3 to 6 here in Michigan. Will, geez Louise, that's fantastic. At these days, wow. I mean, that's good. That'd have been good before that. That is insane. Call me Mac. What's up, brother? 77 for a piece of ACX. Oh, for radiata pine, Scott. 77. Yikes. That is insane. I know. I do hope it comes down as well, Travis, because I've got some built-ins. Actually, the assembly table that I want to do is going to be mainly plywood. So, and this will be. Well, and I'm so glad that I finished up the major cabinets in the shop with the Baltic birch, because yeah, I'm just not gonna be able to build with that anymore. I mean, not for the foreseeable future. So whenever I do the assembly table, it will be whatever I can get. Probably either birch or sanda ply or something which, by the way, it's not sanded ply. It's sanda, like sanded, but no D. And that's like a type of wood. A sanda tree. I figured that out in the comments of my plywood video. Yeah, I tell you what. Oh, Finland. Okay. Finland does Baltic birch. That's good. Last I got was $4 a board foot from a local guy in KC. Man, you guys are getting some good prices on your walnut. Man, I need to come visit. We'll do like a tour, head up to Michigan and come back through KC. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Pat, we just have to use the best available. But, using it's so nice to use Baltic birch because it is so solid. There's no voids. It just holds screws incredibly well because it's not a poplar core. Poplar obviously is much lighter, and that combined with the voids makes just like your regular birch or maple ply. It's okay. It's decent, hopefully, but at times it can be you can lose screw holding because you'll hit a void, or just you're hitting a weird piece of poplar that's just not anywhere near the strength of 13 layers of birch. I gotta check Lowe's and see what their ply is looking like, because I've done they've got a what do they call it? It's like an 11 ply. It's a very high ply count, but it's white. I think they call it whitewood. Is it whitewood? Blonde wood. They call it blonde wood, and it's so it's like, I don't know. Is that a tree? Blonde wood? Who knows? So it kind of looks like it's a light colored wood, obviously blonde wood, but the back is primed, which is the weirdest thing. I don't know why they. Do you guys use that? Does anybody use that? Because I've used it before, but it's just so weird. Like the back is literally primed white, and then the front is this blonde wood. So if you wanted to use it, you can't, you can't just put a clear coat. I mean, I guess you could put a clear coat on the white, but it's it looks completely funky. Now, if you're doing it for paint grade stuff, that's awesome. But if I was doing it for these cabinets, you can't do it for those cabinets, or I wouldn't want to do it to have the interiors be white. That would be super weird. So I don't know. Do any of you guys use that stuff? Because it's very nice. It's great quality, but it's just why couldn't we get an option that's not prime, which should be cheaper as well, right? It's I don't know. Let's see here. Plywood is way too expensive in Mexico. Call Me Mac says, how much is it? What's the conversion on that, Mac? Is that how much is a sheet of ply in Mexico converted to US dollars? $78 for a sheet of oak ply. The readers. Ooh, that's no good. I mean, that's about what it is. It's been that way a bit though. 3/4 is $84 in Canada or 105 Canadian. Oh, can go up to. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad, Mac. $80. I mean, it's bad, but pine. Okay, pine. So that could be like ACX. Yeah, that's pretty bad. If it's, I was thinking maple, but that's what a lot of our stuff's been. $70 to $80. It's been that way for a long time now. Pat, I've never used metal studs, but I know a lot of people have changed to those because of the lumber pricing. Yeah, I know it was stabilized there for a while, and then now it's just gone up, and it kind of stinks, Rick. I hate it. White wood is garbage even for painting. I like that white wood. Is it no good? Oh no, I'm not talking white wood like 2x4s. I'm talking the plywood. I'm talking the blonde wood, not the white. I know what you're saying. The white wood 2x4s. Yes, those are trash. I mean, all 2x4s are trash, but whatever. Baltic. What? Mr. Davis. You just drove through Atlanta. I would have picked up. I would have been like, kids, move aside. We got to put some Baltic birch in there. $70. That's so cheap. That's like ours before everything went crazy. Ours was 62, but that was for BBCP. So if you're familiar with the grading system, I don't typically like to have Baltic birch that's less than BB. So that's front sides BB, back sides BB. And it's B is like really nice. BB has some patches in it, but not a lot, and no streaking. And then CP, I don't know why it changes to CP, but instead of like 3B, CP is like, I don't know if it's unlimited patches. I think it is. It's like basically unlimited patches and streaking. And like I've got some, I don't think I ever built with it. I think I did, but I had to I cut around it. I don't know if any of these have it on it, but it was insane. Like the back of a sheet had like 30 patches on it. I was like, this is way too bad. So I was like, not buying that again if I don't have to. So we can still get the 5x5 in they call it a 4B. That's BB on the front, BB on the back. I call that 4B. Or you can buy it in 3B, which is BB on the back and B on the front. So the BBCP, the crappy stuff, was going for like over $100, and that was a few months ago. And like the 4B was like 130. It was insane. Mixing Creations, what's up, brother? Let's see here. I don't have blonde wood here in Texas. They do have white wood. Oh, three. I got you, Katie. So maybe that's. I wonder if that's like the. I don't think the white wood is not the same thing as the blonde wood. Rick, of course I did. See, it took me a minute because he's like the readers, and I was like, no, that's Rick Reader. Come on, man. I got my mind's like a steel trap, a rusty steel trap. There, David, Raleigh, North Carolina, Home Depot. Never have better than 7-ply birch, around $55. That's not bad though, David. That's pretty darn good actually. Maple ply or sanded, yeah. What I've typically gone with, whenever I'm painting stuff now, I always just go with maple. I go with like the maple Columbia Forest products. Actually, here's some of it right here. Because it just, I wish I had seen this over there. So this is a maple plywood. So this is 5-ply. I don't know, technically, I guess it's, what would you call that? I think you would call it 5-ply with 2 veneers. So I know it doesn't focus, but so it's got 5 cores and then a veneer obviously on each side that's maple. But the great thing, and then here's the voids that of course we were talking about. So the core on these is poplar. It's actually, this is actually really weird. I think this one, and this is, I don't know like if they've been doing this. Is this a thing? So if you can see it, it's poplar, pine, poplar, pine, poplar. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, which I don't think I am, because like we all know what pine looks like, right? And here she comes. Hey, will you grab my phone off the desk? The alarm keeps going off. Yes. So that's super weird. Poplar, pine, poplar, pine, poplar. That's like cost cutting. I mean, you can see it. You can see it's like green, yellow, white, yellow, green. And but anyway, the face being the maple, it's so smooth, being a closed cell wood, that it paints really nicely. So this is what I use whenever I'm doing painting these days. But especially when you've got pine, you can have more knots. Howdy.
Hi. Hi.
How are you?
I'm here. I made it.
You are. You made it for the last,
half hour?
10 minutes.
Whatever. It was rough, guys. Just
I can only imagine.
Kids and
we've been
tired and
I know. Yeah. We've been bemoaning wood prices and kind of sharing prices around the nation.
Oh, how is it?
It's funny, like in Michigan they're saying like their rough walnut was like $3 to $6. I was like, dude, it's like $6 before all this stuff went crazy over here. So it's like prices seem to be very different across the US, like way different. They're saying Baltic birch in Atlanta is only like $70. Yeah, $70.
Question about Baltic birch.
Yes.
Where does that come from?
We were just having that conversation earlier as well.
Right.
A lot of it does come from Russia, but Scott was saying Finland is also.
Oh, okay. Because it's
big
like the
supplier.
Baltic region.
That's
Same conversation.
like you were here.
Okay.
Like you were
Well,
here.
That's good. That makes me feel better. Yeah.
Oh, so Max says to put that into perspective. So he said $70 for a sheet of pine, and I was like, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
He said to put that in perspective, my rent is $120 a month. He lives in Mexico.
Oh wow. Oh whoa.
So that is.
It's a lot then.
That is insane.
Wow.
No problem, Rick. You come back anytime you want, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, everybody's welcoming you.
Hi guys. Sorry I'm late. We're still like recovering from vacation. Our kids are like, they're convinced they're not tired. They're exhausted.
Which means they're even more tired.
Which means they're even more tired.
So
You know
why
how
don't
it is.
I've been talking this whole time. Why don't you I didn't tell them the story of like the exodus to the trip.
To making it to the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last like two Fridays ago, we were like, kind of halfway packed, I would say at that point. We were doing really good because our flight out was Saturday morning at 6:40, which was not by choice. That was the flight they put us on. It's fine.
Got
Whatever.
rescheduled. It was supposed to be like
9 or something,
8:40
like
or
a
9.
humane time. And then they pushed us. They're like, just kidding. You have to take the 6:40 flight. And we're like, that's fine. We can do that. It's fine. Well, the day before, on Friday, at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 3:30 or something, I realized I have gotten this text from Southwest
Well,
at
you have
1:30.
to set it up.
Like
what was happening.
Yeah, sorry. We're in Nashville. And we knew we were going to be it was like 60 degrees, 65 degrees and sunny for days that week. And that Friday was beautiful, beautiful. Sunny
nice.
and 65. And then at like 8:30 that night, we were our temperature was going to drop all afternoon. What did they call it? A
bomb cyclone?
Yeah. Our temperature went like way down, and then
It's like doing the limbo.
it got low. We've been doing a lot of dancing on vacation, so the music is in my head. Anyway, so it went down, and then snow was coming. Winter was coming one more time, and we were a little concerned. Brad was like, "This might affect our 6:40 flight." We were mostly thinking that it was going to be hard to get to the airport.
They were saying 1 to 3 inches, so we didn't quite know.
And some speculation that it could be more than 3, up to 5. And so his mom was going to drive us up in the wee hours of the morning. We were a little nervous about that, and just, because we wanted her to be safe and not have to be out on bad roads, whatever. Well, at 3:30 in the afternoon, we realized that Southwest has texted us and said, just kidding, flight is canceled. We're like, what?
The day before.
The day before, on Friday.
Yes.
Right. So flight is canceled. I hadn't seen the text somehow for like an hour and a half until like later. So I call Brad in a panic, and he's like you never got a hold of anybody on Southwest. I mean, it was.
Oh, I did.
Did you?
After a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But so they said, we can rebook you.
Right.
Okay, great. When are you going to rebook us?
We were supposed to be getting in Saturday at like 2 in the afternoon or something.
So we get there
to the resort.
2 to
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
I said the best we can do, the earliest flight for 5 people, because it's our family,
5 of us. Can't leave anybody behind.
was Monday night at midnight.
I mean,
Monday night at
getting
midnight.
in at midnight.
Getting in at midnight.
Then there's
Monday
an hour drive from the airport to the place where we were
So
going to be.
instead of Saturday at 2, Monday at midnight.
And just for the people that are going to say, did you have trip insurance? No, we did not have trip insurance. We may reconsider that in the future. Because we were like, oh, it's fine. It's March.
And
like,
so
whatever.
we're
not leaving the States, which was good. So we had a freak out, pow out. Like, just like, the kids are freaking out. Like, that was a whole thing. And we're just like, okay, we're driving. Like, we can't. I wanted to maybe rent a car. Because our flight was connecting in Atlanta. And then going down to like South Palm Beach or whatever it was. And so I was saying, well, what if we rented a car, like real quick, because we had to race out of town before the snow hit, so we didn't get stuck or something. Make it to Atlanta, and then fly from Atlanta to our destination, catch our flight the next day. But you were like, no, they're all going to get canceled. The whole thing's canceled, right?
Yes.
So we just went with that. So we were like, forget it. Bring on the 12 to 13 hour drive unexpectedly. So we literally, we have never packed
wild animals
so fast for a vacation in our lives, even before children. We were like, thankfully we were the kids were pretty much packed. Thank God. We were not.
No.
So I had lists
packing,
though.
Just dumping
We
stuff.
were just throwing things because we knew we weren't flying. So it was like, grab your pillows, grab everything. If you think you might need it, just put it in the van. We don't care. We have room. It's fine. So we throw everything in, and then we're literally trying to race the weather, right? So there was such a sense of urgency, and then we're like, we left our house a hot mess. It was a mess. But whatever. We get in the car, we get on the road, we drive about halfway, we spend the night. Brad hooked us up with a hotel room because those were going, because everyone's doing the same thing from this region. They're all doing this. That we're gonna fly or drive. So we make it down, it's fine. Everything's good. And that was pretty much the story. And then we met a family that lives 5 minutes from us at the pool the first day.
Yeah.
Our daughters became friends. They live right up the road.
But they
were in the same situation.
But they were
going to be on our same flight.
They went to Atlanta to catch the connector.
Yep.
And then it got canceled, and so then they had to drive down.
And they had rented a car, and so they had to extend it.
Yeah, we made the right call, but it was insane. So that was, but then it was a wonderful vacation.
It was a beautiful vacation. We had a great time. Our kids loved it. It was really nice. We were all tired.
We met this cool couple.
Yes,
we got to hang out with the whole time.
And their kids, we socialized. Now,
that was fantastic.
Did you tell them about the return drive?
Not yet.
Are we saving that?
That
little nugget. But yeah, it was, oh man, we just did not expect spring break in Nashville for a freak weather event. And then
they ended up getting 5 inches.
Yeah, but the snow was gone.
But then it was gone.
By 5 p.m. that day or something. It was all melted away. So it was almost like we just weren't meant to fly. Like there was an act of God. Do not let the Rodriguezes fly for some reason.
It was insane.
Bizarre.
So that was that was kind of the craziness going out there. And I was trying to launch the video before we left here. I was trying to get it all set up. I'm like,
oh my gosh, it was so stressful, guys. It was.
Yes.
Good problems to have. We were trying to make a vacation, but we were afraid that if we didn't make it out in time, if the weather was really bad and it stayed like that we wouldn't be able to drive down until Sunday or something.
Right.
And we'd already paid for everything, so we wanted to be there, Yeah. It's all good. It worked out. We had a vacation.
It did. We enjoyed it.
It was nice. It was fun.
So if your spring break is coming up, I hope you don't get snow and all that other stuff.
Maybe you're on it right now.
That we had. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are there basketball games going on, or people?
I don't know.
We were watching. Cole and I, while we were driving, we were watching. Well, he was watching. I obviously wasn't watching while I was driving, but.
I was driving, and you were listening and watching.
Oh yeah. No, I'm talking just now. Oh. When we went to go get him shoes.
Oh, I think you meant on the drive back. Yeah.
No.
He was watching them?
He was watching. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. And it looks like Miami is going to upset Auburn.
I do appreciate the fact that they have Miami, Florida on there, because I went to Miami University, which is in Ohio, and everyone would always think
SEC
it was
just
Florida.
got crushed.
Really?
We had 2 seeds.
Sad.
UK in Auburn, and then Tennessee was a 3 seed. Arkansas, I think, was a 6 or an 8.
Did they lose?
No, maybe actually Arkansas, I think, still in it.
Okay.
But yeah, the SEC has just been getting just.
Oh man, I just saw Arkansas on there. Michigan beat us. Yeah, we watched a lot of basketball because where we were, there was a big screen and like a big hangout, loungy bar area, and everyone was watching. I think I watched more basketball this time than we normally do because it was more of like a social event. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. So anyway,
I don't know, guys.
we made it, guys. There was no woodworking that was happening.
Although
Brad cannot help himself, can I just tell you?
What?
And I know this about him because I've been married to him for so long, but he's so sweet. You're so considerate because we were walking around the place. We went to like a resorty place, and he'd see like garbage that people just left on the beach or wherever. And where's my husband? He's over there picking it up and throwing it away. And then there were like pickleball courts, and people had hit the little wiffle like pickleball thing. And it went wherever.
By the way, pickleball's awesome.
Yeah, pickleball's fun. We're excited about pickleball. But he would go and retrieve all the balls and put them back where they belong. You're such a Boy Scout.
I am.
You are. He's an Eagle Scout.
Yeah. I mean, does it not, like when you guys see stuff out of place though, I mean, it's like,
I
know, like people are paid to go, that's their job, is to like,
but it's
go pick things up. And I'm just like, or I could just go grab that and put it away. And
he really wanted to fix. There was like a very basic water spigot thing that to get the sand off your feet and legs. It was just like low to the ground because it was mostly just your legs that were going to be all sandy.
It was just they ran it with pegs.
It was not good.
But it was like
the water force was like, and like that's gonna be the thumbnail.
That is going to be the water force was
fantastic.
like.
But these little kids are up there trying to clean their feet off, and they're about to
you.
lose a toe. I mean, the water pressure was just insane, and it's really close. I'm surprised I didn't take a picture of it. Like it was just like so close to the wooden board that it was attached to that you couldn't. It was hard to use. And it really bothered Brad. He wanted, if you had tools with you.
It's like when you go out.
He just wanted to fix it.
Am I the only person? Like if you're at a restaurant or if you're wherever.
Do you shim the table with a napkin?
Well, of course you do that.
Because
everybody
this one
does that. But if you're like if you see something that's like a little messed up, do you like fix it? I mean, if you can like I don't know, like what did I say? Like a screw that's like coming out.
Oh yeah, you did that too. He fixed it.
I'll screw it back in because it's like.
He didn't build anything, but he did fix something. A lot of things at the resort.
Is this just me? Come on, guys, help me out.
They should have been like paying you, giving you tips, like he was walking around and noticing anything that looked dangerous.
But yeah, like if I see, or like something, like a panel or something is like popped off.
Right.
Just put it back, like snap it in or like.
Did you tell them about our early morning wake-up call this morning?
Oh my gosh, no, I did not.
Guys, this is better than the driving story, perhaps.
This morning.
You need to tell it.
It is.
My water, by the way.
What?
All right, Camel. My goodness.
Sorry. We got in last night about 12:30 a.m. And so we were tired.
It's a long drive.
Well, we got in at 12:30 and then we decided we didn't want to go to bed, so we stayed and
I was going to go to bed, and he's like, I'm watching a TV show. I'm like, all right,
True.
I'll join you.
True. And then we get done with the first one, and she's like, what? We're turning it off? And I'm like, it's 1:30.
Well, at that point, I was
And she
awake.
was like, oh, okay.
I
so
kind of lost track of what time it was, too.
Yeah, we didn't go to bed till like 2. So
it was late.
It's like one of those things. We drove for 15 hours. Like, I didn't want to just like jump in the bed and go to bed.
It's crazy. Who does that?
Who does that?
Anyway,
so
continue.
We were sleeping in.
Yes.
We wanted to sleep in. And then
that was the plan.
7 a.m., both of us kind of woke up looking at each other. It sounded like a jackhammer. It sounded like someone was jackhammering down our bedroom door.
It sounded like behind our house, maybe on a street over, but close enough or nearby. Yeah. Somebody had a jackhammer.
But it was
repeatedly.
Like. But it was like.
It was so loud.
It was like. So it was like not just like constant.
No.
And so
intermittent.
I'm waking up and we're both like, what is that? And then I'm like listening and I'm like starting to come to. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't sound like somebody doing work. Cause that's not
I thought it was some jerk out there doing work
right, but,
at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
I know what tools sound like and things, right? So I'm like, it's like, and then stop, and then like, so like anything that when I think of like, what would make that kind of noise? Like it wouldn't, like if somebody's using a jackhammer, they're just gonna be going.
That's true.
Going ape
I
on
was
it.
not thinking that clearly.
It's gonna be constant. And so I thought,
Unless I want to be really annoying.
you know what this is? This is freaking woodpecker pecking on our like metal soffit trim. And so I went and like stuck my head. I peeked out the window. Nobody's out there, of course. And then I hear it, and then it sounds like it's coming from the front of the house. I go to the front of the house, look around. It sounds like it's coming from the back of the house. And so I'm like, it has got to be on the side of our house. We
meanwhile,
throw
we're
on our
like
clothes.
so worried that our kids are gonna wake up.
Right. We throw on our clothes, go
mean,
downstairs, and then like as we went downstairs,
Right.
our fireplace is down there in the living room, and we come down that way.
Under our bedroom, yeah.
And I hear it, and it was like so loud. So it was clearly something hitting the top of like our chimney, like the flue, the top cap. And and so we walk out there, and like we walk around the corner. I look up, and this bird is like up there, and he like
That's exactly what he did.
It is. He like looked at me, and he's just like, and then like flies off. I didn't get a chance to yell at him.
I felt like
I literally looked up at him, and he like
looked
looked
to a
at
nearby
me.
tree, and I thought they were just smug. If a bird could be smug, those
he
birds
was.
were like, "Hey, we'll keep up."
He was. He didn't even give me like the
Little tail feathers.
Oh, he gave me the tail feather. He didn't give me like the satisfaction of yelling at him. He just looked at me and he's like,
Or like throwing a slipper or
yeah.
something.
He's like,
That'd be a big throw though.
the gig is up. He's
Gone. I was so worried.
He's like 30 feet up in the air, and I'm like on the ground. It's like I just looked at him.
Oh yeah, just the motion. Our movement startled them. But
took
I was
off.
like, we went back to bed because we're not crazy. We went back to sleep. But I was
7
so
a.m.
worried, like,
Getting
what
woken
if
up
the
by
bird
a
comes
freaking
back?
woodpecker
He does it again. But they didn't do it.
I was too.
Thankfully.
I couldn't go to bed because I kept waiting for it to happen.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I was out pretty quick, I think. It was something. I mean, I feel like that was maybe a
most
better story for
ridiculous.
those of us that were there, but it was. I was
bird
like incorporating the noise into
banging
my
on the metal.
dream, you know.
Same thing, but I'm like,
Yeah.
how stupid does this bird have to be? Like, he's just banging his
For real.
face against, and now I'm wondering if he's like made a hole up there.
I know. We have like
Because
water
he was
damage.
going for like, he was going. Who knows how long he was
Getting
going
it.
before
well,
we woke
we've been
up.
gone for a week, so maybe he's been doing this every day. You know,
might-
maybe this
we-
is his morning routine.
Oh my gosh, don't you say that.
Well,
What if
I'll
we
be
wake up
awake at
tomorrow
7
morning?
a.m. Please. I mean, that's late, but on a school day, so we'll probably freak that bird out, no problem. Just, it was
love it.
just not what we were planning
Well,
on.
at least there are a few people here in the comments who are like, dude, we fix things too. Don't you, like, we're
Yeah,
with you.
I'm not surprised,
it.
and it's great. Like, I mean, it kind of. I was always like, oh, look, Brett's like going and fixing something and like, putting it back. It's so nice, because a lot of people were not very nice there. I mean, most people were great, but like, you know, you always get some people that are just really rude.
Yeah. I think it's a certain like maker OCD thing that you just have to
Can't
make
stop
it
it.
right.
You can't turn it off.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Davis says the bird said mission accomplished and then took off. He's like, I woke him up. I got him.
I mean, it was
They're probably making memes of us, you know.
on Twitter.
Yes.
Did you get that?
Nice. Very done. I did.
They tweeted it.
Will, what outdoor projects do we have planned this year? We'll wrap it up with
Oh
this.
gosh, that's a great question, Will. We've
Well,
been
we have
debating
we have a
a
couple.
lot.
We on our way down,
Yeah.
our way back up. Excuse me. So
some
the return trip,
collaborating.
just we'll make it a super short recap of the return
it.
trip. Left at 10:30 a.m. Got in at 12:30 a.m. An hour behind. So it would have been 1:30 a.m. So 15
Right.
hours on the road
It was a long drive, guys.
because we decided we didn't want to get a hotel room. We just want to go straight through.
Right, which I stand by that decision.
I do too.
Yeah.
But that also
long.
included an hour-long stop at a McDonald's because
Right. There was nothing else open.
they took 40 minutes,
It was
45 minutes to
in
deliver our
a
food.
gas station, one of those that's
It
like
was-
part of the gas station, which is nothing wrong with that.
But
Nothing.
whatever.
But I had
Enough
just
said.
placed the order. I'm gonna make it real quick. Just placed the order, and I'm standing there with our oldest child, and he's like, you know, we're just standing there because we're tired and waiting for the food. And I say out loud to him, hopefully this will be really good and fast, because we have a bad track record of stopping at like the
worst places.
worst fast food places for various reasons when we're traveling. We have a knack
And then the
for it.
dude says,
Then the guy waiting in line next to me was very conversational. He was like, oh, no, this is the worst McDonald's. ever anywhere. And I was like, are you serious? And
Like,
he goes,
dude, why didn't
I
you
know,
tell us that
I
before
know.
we ordered?
He's like, no,
Like,
no,
we
no.
just spent like $30 or whatever, so like, we're not gonna like leave.
Whole family 5 eating at McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's not cheap
So anyway,
either, you know. And so he's like,
Hour at McDonald's.
he just tells me all the reasons why it's horrible,
that's how
and
long.
it was. We left a review.
That's how long it took.
And then Brad warned off. We were finally leaving. It took an hour, and you
some
overheard a
lady-
mom and her daughter.
They were like, "Oh, we should order now before we go to the bathroom, so we can." And I'm like, no, you just need to don't
eat
order.
here.
Y'all need to leave right
Go
now.
to Buc-ee's
like,
up
go
the
to the
road.
bathroom and then leave.
Yeah.
Do not stay.
Like, don't do it.
They did. They left.
We
Like,
saved another
yeah.
family from
what was the
delaying their
question?
trip longer.
I'm like,
I don't
I have
know.
no. outdoor projects.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
So.
So we were talking about that on the road.
Yeah. So the front yard, we're gonna be doing so.
Yeah.
Front yard, we're gonna be doing some landscaping. I was thinking of woodworking. I was like, well, I was gonna say we don't have any woodworking projects, but we do. The front yard, we're gonna re-landscape the front yard, do a little makeover there,
Can I
some
interject
paver
real
edging.
quick?
Yeah.
It looks really bad right now.
Looks horrible.
Because it's like
We're getting some really
the
good
weeds.
before I looked at it.
Yes, but
Everything started growing.
our daughter was outside playing with her friends today, and one sweet little girl was out there, and she was just having a great time pulling weeds. And I had to stop her. I was like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, and that is such a nice thing to
you
do.
should have let her. They're gonna come
But
back. I was thinking the same thing. We
Can
can't let that go.
you just leave them because
No,
it's going to make it better before? And
We
she
can't
was
let
like,
that
what?
go. So we're
I mean,
gonna
they
do
were like
the-
going to all like pitch in and weed the whole thing. Like, no.
We're gonna do the makeover there. I may reseal my driveway, which I may or may not do. A
Really
video on.
needs it.
And then in the back, the big project that we have that we're thinking about is like we have a play gym back there, which some of you may remember
play
from
set.
the
Yeah.
refinishing that. And it's been in other videos as I've been working it back there.
Yep.
We're gonna take that down because
Potentially.
potentially
Right,
they were all
yeah.
playing on it today.
Right, of course.
But it's in pretty tough shape again because the wood is like rotting and
it
all
was here
kinds
when
of
we
stuff.
bought the house.
Yeah, it's on its last legs, and so we're thinking about taking that down and then putting in like a what am I trying to say? Like a little bungalow
Yeah.
cabana, something
like
like
a
just a
cool
cool
kid
little
hangout
like
area.
a little tree fort, but not
Yeah.
a tree fort.
We
but
don't
just
have the
like,
right trees for it.
Right.
Yeah. Make it
And
ourselves.
so we're debating on that one. So that would be our big outdoor project
Be
if
really
we
big.
if we did that, right? Kind of next to our little magnolia tree, big magnolia tree actually. So I'm hoping we can make that happen.
Yeah.
We haven't checked with like HOA and any of that junk yet, or like
Yeah.
so we probably won't be able to do anything. But
Well, maybe
those
we
are those
might
are the
have
other ones.
restrictions.
And we've been talking about some other potentially stuff on the back porch.
Yeah.
Like a
Vertical garden.
vertical garden,
Maybe.
strawberry
I
garden
really
or
want to do
something.
that. Even if we don't build it, I want
Yeah.
to put one in.
So those are a few of the things we've been
But
thinking about for outdoors
Maybe
as well.
some furniture for the back deck. Maybe.
Maybe I don't
Maybe.
know if we have time.
We just keep tossing around. We're like at that stage, but it's March, people. Like, clock's ticking. It's nice out there right now.
It is.
We got to get moving on these things.
Rick
So
says a
we don't
scout-
know.
Scout is helpful.
I
Scout
know.
is helpful.
A scout
Courteous.
is helpful, courteous,
Kind. Cheerful.
cheerful, giving,
No.
thoughtful,
No.
virtuous,
No.
loyal.
No.
Dang it. I used to know this.
You probably know the Girl Scout one.
Meritorious.
Meritocratus.
No.
All right, guys.
Oh,
So
goodness.
now you know all about our vacation and all the
I know.
crazy birds that have been waking us up. So hopefully your spring break is
Yeah.
just as fun, but not with all the
relaxing
crazy around it. So
Right.
if you have or haven't had it, or if you don't even have spring break,
and if you're just working.
yeah, if you're just a
Then
person
you
that
get
works and
it.
doesn't have kids that get off.
That's tough too when you're working and your kids are off.
It is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a nice part.
Camps.
My boss lets me take vacation when I want, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Not really.
Still kind of stressful.
It is. All right, guys.
Yeah.
I hope y'all have an awesome week, and we will catch you here next week.
Yep.
So, yeah, be there, be square. Get out there, build something that's all. Man, it's take a week
You're out
off.
of
I can't. I
practice.
know. Take a week off. I can't even say it. Get out there, build something awesome this week, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.